Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another SoloCast for the Untitled podcast. Yes, welcome to already another SoloCast. These happen like once a month, to be honest with you, and that's kind of my fault. But also kind of the weather's fault recently. So obviously it's gonna be pretty short and sweet because I woke up like not 2 minutes ago. I woke up like 5 minutes ago. I'll give it that. And what's it called? I already forgot what I was gonna say. And I forgot to record a podcast last night. I had something planned with some of my online friends, but I fell asleep and I woke up. I was like, well, I gotta get something out tonight. So, basically, I'm gonna do a very short, sweet solo. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I'm very tired. A very short, sweet solo cast. So I can have something out later today. It won't be out at 11, fortunately, but it'll be out later today. Probably at like 6, maybe 7 at the latest. I mean, it's not at 11, but it's every Saturday still. So I guess I could talk about a reason why I haven't really been able to set one up, and it's because of the weather. 'Tis the season. It's almost Christmas. About how many more days? About I can't read because I don't have my glasses on either. I'll say about what's today's date? Just give me today's date. Oh no, my thing fell. My bad. Too much weight. You feel me? Alright, there you go. Okay. So we have about, as of this recording, we have 16 days. Yeah, 16 days till Christmas, and I'm super excited about that because that means it's almost here, and I'm very happy because I love Christmas time. It's one of my favorite times. I think I'm one of the only people that love the weather change, that loves the weather change of Christmas, at least here, because you know I hate wearing short sleeve shirts most of the time. They make me feel awkward just because I have to show off my arms, and like my arms look kind of ugly. That's at least me. I mean, I like wearing t-shirts alone, but whenever I wear them in public, I usually wear a jacket. But when it gets hot, because I can't wear like long sleeve or like heavy stuff, so I'm like, well, shucks. But I think the one drawback from winter is that I have to wear jeans, and I hate wearing jeans. They make me feel restricted. I feel like I can't do anything because I'm wearing jeans, which kind of sucks. But I love the snow. I'm a snowman. I'm a snowman. It doesn't snow here. Like, it snows like once in a blue moon. When was the last time it snowed? I think the last time it really snowed was in 2012. I'm going that far back. Like, it probably snowed a little bit, but like the most heaviest snow I remember was 2012 because it was pretty thick. It was a pretty thick layer of snow. But besides that, we've had like a little snow here and there, but nothing like insanely crazy. I think there's one time, I think 2015 or 2014, one of those. I think it was 2014, where it snowed almost as much as 2012, but not as much. But it's still good enough to make snowman and still have fun with it. But I remember I went outside. It was pretty cold. I was pretty sick that day too. I was very tired. I was like, I'm just gonna sleep in, and I didn't even play in the snow once, which I kind of feel bad about not doing because I would have loved to play in the snow because it's been so long. But I wasn't feeling it that day, and I just didn't do it. You know those times when you're like, yeah, no, I'm just not feeling it, man, and then that's it. So. But back to today's weather, back to this whole week's weather. Starting on Monday, it was alright. You know, it was still pretty warm. And then Tuesday hit. Monday was like still a little bit warm, but it had a cool breeze coming. Tuesday hit. Tuesday got cold. Tuesday was pretty chilly. Like, it was pretty cold. Wednesday hit. Oh my goodness, Wednesday hit. Wednesday was 25 degrees, the lowest that it hit, like at night, and then during the day it was 27, like the whole day. It was pretty cold. I'm not saying like it was super cold because I know places that go like negative. Obviously, I'm not saying, you know, it's just since we're so used to a hot environment, we're not used to embracing the cold as much. So that's probably a reason why that it's so cold to us. I personally, I don't I'm not a cold person. I'm usually always warm. Like, my body heat just regenerates inside itself in the clothes I wear, and it just transfers in my whole body. Because usually I'm super warm. Because there's always people that are like, it's so cold, and in my mind I'm like, it's not, I don't feel that cold. And then, you know, they brush up against me or they touch me, and then they feel like ice cold. I'm like, oh wow, you're really cold. And they're like, why are you so hot? I'm like, I don't know why I'm so hot. Not like, I know why I'm so hot, but I don't know why I'm so warm. You feel me? No. but but I don't know. I guess just because all my body heat just builds up, and I'm just a warm person in general. Most of the time when they tell me I'm warm, I'm like, don't tell me I'm warm, because then I might be sick. But I haven't been sick in a while, which is good. I'm usually sick like every week, but I haven't been sick. I think a big reason why is because I haven't been like slumping around. I haven't been just sad. I've been really happy recently. Like, this whole month added up, starting a little bit before my birthday, like maybe like a week before my birthday. Starting from there, now I don't think I've been like sad. Usually there's like a day or two, or maybe like, I would even say sometimes the whole week, to where like I just feel like really just sad on the inside instead of just happy, which usually happens to most people during the Christmas times and Thanksgiving times, because, you know, they either, you know, usually home alone, or, you know, they have nobody to love, or they just hate the cold weather and it makes them stay inside, which makes them feel sad. Which, I don't know, I don't think I've ever had a bad December, like the whole month as a whole. I don't think I've ever like truly had an awful December. Like, maybe this is like a time when I was like probably younger, to where I probably like was yelled at or something that I don't remember, but I don't think I've ever had a bad December, or at least Christmas time. They've always been pretty fun, nothing pretty crazy, just a fun time, you know, a fun time. But I guess one of the accolades that has happened during December is that I don't know, when I was a lot younger, we had different things going on with my family. Not like bad things, but like for Christmas. So like every other year we'd switch off and go to either my mom's side or my dad's side. So we'd either go to New Mexico or Mexico, or we'd go to like Big Spring or Lubbock or Dallas or something like that for Christmas, at least. And I was always excited about going, because back when I was younger, I didn't have like, let me rephrase this. I had friends, but none that like I was willing to like hang out with. Not that I was willing to hang out with, but they were willing to hang out with me. Not that they were bad or anything, but we just weren't connected like that. I had a few, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. Basically, I was their like friend at school, and occasionally they'd invite me over, but we weren't like friends. You know what I'm saying? You probably know what I'm saying. If not, that's fine. I'll just move on. But anyway, so nowadays I hate leaving, not because I don't want to leave, but because I'm wondering, I could probably spend time with people that I don't want to make it sound bad, not like I don't care about my family, but people that I care about more, because I've grown attached to them. Because, no offense to my family, they're always going to be there, but I don't have as close as a bond as I used to. And that's probably because as a whole, for both my families, that it's just gotten to a point where we just stopped hanging out with them because of work or school related stuff, or just disowning families. That's happened quite a bit. That's kind of crazy that it's happened quite a bit. You know, it's just things like that. And since I've gotten older and I've gotten more secluded from my family, and since I've gotten into more, you know, serious terms with them and breaking off serious terms with them, it's just the point to where I'm like, maybe we'll come back for major holidays, but probably on my days off for anything in college or just in general, that I would probably just either try and work overtime to make that big old bucks to just relax and hang out with my friends, because that's how I feel most comfortable with nowadays. But anyway, so nowadays I don't really like going out of town to go visit family, because I just don't connect with them as I used to, which makes me feel really awkward being there. But when I was younger, I was really excited about it, because I remember all the holidays. For my dad's side, they made menudo, tamales, they made hot chocolate and like a big old cooking pot, like one of those big old gray silver ones that you make like hundreds of bowls of soup in. They just made big old hot chocolate. We went on what are they called? I don't remember. We did this last year because my dad really wanted to go, and I was like, yeah, sure. I'm not gonna say no. It was called I don't know. We went around the neighborhood of the houses, and we went to go visit different stations of the build up to Mary having Jesus. We had that, and that was pretty cool. It was pretty cold, I won't lie. It was pretty cold, but it was interesting to see, say the least, especially during that time of my life where I was just like, I want to choose what I want to do with my life and not let my parents choose for me. So it was very interesting to see that, and it opened up my eyes even more to more technical things in my current life, which is cool. I don't regret any of my decisions, because if I did, then why would I even try and make those decisions, But it was very cool. I got to talk to, like, literally, like, not even, like, a lot of my family, because most of them speak Spanish. So when they're speaking Spanish, I just had to pick out different words, because, I understand when they speak Spanish. I don't know how to write Spanish. I don't know how to speak Spanish. I know how to listen to Spanish. I don't know how to describe it and then speak back in English. But they speak fast. Like, it's not like that fast, but they speak fast where, like, they slur their words and combine it to where it's like slang, but it's not like wrong slang. It's just like super slang. I'm like, okay, I don't know what you just said there, ma'am. Can you please repeat it? Well, I won't say anything. I'll be like, and I'll just do the classic. Yeah, I do the laughing, yeah, because I just like I don't, yeah, sure, and then that's how it is over there. But I remember one time going to a funeral, not during Christmas time, obviously. I'm derailing so I can describe this even more. And I went to my dad's uncle's funeral just so we can go support him. And there's also a funeral in Arizona one time for my other dad's uncle. It's pretty crazy. I went to Arizona. We went there, went to the funeral, and came straight back. We didn't get to explore. That's kind of sad. We saw some pretty nice houses. It was gosh awful hot. It was like 100 degrees when we went. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't live in Arizona. It's too much. And then I shook the hands of about 20 people there, and then they told me their names, like Juan Pablo or something like that. And then they were all my cousins, and I looked back and I'm like, I don't remember a single hand I shook. I couldn't name you a single name that they said unless I just took a random guess. And then I went to another funeral, and I shook like over 100 hands, and they were all my cousins, and I'm like, it's too much. I don't even remember some kids in my band's names, let alone my family's names on my dad's side. It's probably because we don't visit them as much, because, my dad's always working, or he doesn't really want to go see them, which is fine. But when it comes to it, like, it's like that, like, if I ever decided to go, like, explore that side of my family, like, I probably would never be able to meet everybody in my family from my dad's side, because it's so massive. I'm just glad a lot of them are here in Pecos that are close to my dad, like his sisters, or my other cousins that I know more well, because if not, I probably would not. If they all lived in New Mexico or Mexico or El Paso, I probably would never have meet or gotten to know like any of them, because it's just too far, or it's just only able to visit during holidays. I don't know what they're saying, or they're just disjointed from each other to where I'm like, is this really worth me learning? which it probably is with me leaning, but I'd rather just not go, to be honest with you. But it's whatever. So back to the Christmas. So I think I've spent maybe like 4 Christmases that I remember being over there when I was a much younger lad. One of them being last year, but it wasn't during the Christmas day, it was during the Christmas season. So probably around like, as of today, which is the 9th, we went over there to go do it, just because they know everybody's busy and they just don't want to get it in everybody's schedule, like stuff like that, and yeah. So for my mom's side, it's pretty hectic, to be honest with you, because a lot of my family from my mom's side used to live in Pecos. Like, my cousins that live in Lubbock used to live in Pecos. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I think it was when I was born, they all like, this kid ugly, and they left. But besides that, I think they just decided to go out. They all moved to Lubbock, except for one of my aunts, which still lives here. They moved to Lubbock. The other two, my uncle and my aunt, they moved to Lubbock, and they just became acquainted over there, which is fine. I'm like, whatever. I wasn't born yet or early enough to understand what moving was, so I wouldn't have had the connection that my cousins and my brothers made, because they lived together and they always hung out. So that's pretty cool. It's not like I wanted to do that or anything, but no, it's fine. And what's it called? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so we spent a lot of Christmases and Thanksgivings too. I'm just gonna throw in Thanksgiving because I probably have more Thanksgivings over there than Christmases, just because, I don't know, during Christmas time I just like being home. Not that like I want to be home. Like, I wouldn't mind spending it with family or friends on Christmas Day. I spent Christmas Day with a friend last year, which is pretty amazing. It was pretty cool. But I kind of just want to be alone on Christmas. Not like be secluded on Christmas, but I just want to, relax, enjoy the Christmas season, watch a movie, listen to Christmas music, have hot chocolate, eat, do whatever, but I want to do it in my own quarters for at least some of the day, just so I can understand and be thankful for the presents I've been given, for the people that are my friends, for the people that are my family, stuff like that. But if I go out for Christmas, it's usually like a big deal. But one time, I have a story. It's not during Christmas. It was getting close. It was pretty cold. I think it was like November, December, like late November, early December, when I was probably like 6. This is a story. Okay, so we went to go visit for my grandma's sister's birthday. And it was casino themed. It's casino themed. It was pretty late too. It was like, what's it called? It was pretty late. It was like what's it called? It was like 10 at night. I gotta play because there was no like underage thing. So I just spent a lot of the time at the roulette table because that was the easiest one for me to understand. Just put chips wherever. I understood that because there's blackjack there. There's craps. There's all this other cool stuff. But I was just like, I'm 6. I know ball lands number. I get number. Ball lands number. I put between number. I get monies. Okay, and obviously it wasn't money. You cashed in whatever chips you had. You got these little tickets that you put into a box full of prizes, like Dallas Cowboy football tickets. I think was one of them. I don't know. I don't remember. Or a blanket. Stuff like that. I think I wanted the blanket, not because I like Dallas Cowboys. I actually despise Dallas Cowboys because of my family, but I wanted the blanket just because I was like, oh, cool, blanket. Everything else, I'm like, what am I gonna do with alcohol? What would I do with this? Give it to my family? They have too much. Anyway, so back to the story. So I was doing pretty good at the roulette table. Okay, so I got in trouble one time because doing like mid roll, because what the dealer said is that once he spins it, you can still make bets, but once he puts on the flashing light, then it's over. So he spun it, and I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? You know what? Number 25 is looking pretty good. So I put 2 on 25, and he got mad at me. And he's just like, you can't do that, Sonny. I'm like, what? What do you mean? He's like, I spin the thing. I was like, that's not what you said. He's like, no. Just make sure you don't do it again. And in my mind, I was just like, okay, if I punch this guy right now, I won't get in trouble because I'm so young. But I'm about to punch this guy because he not only lied to me, because he said he does it when he spins. I remember what he said, and he did it. He used the exact same thing. The rest, but for that 110, he didn't put it on. I guess he was an idiot and forgot to put it on, so he got mad at me for his mistake. Anyway, so I had a fun time, but during the whole time, I had to pee really bad, like super bad. Like it was like burning my insides bad. You know that pee. The pee whenever you pee and you're just like, oh yeah, like wait. You moan. Everybody has that pee every now and then. You can't tell me you guys don't have that pee. Anyway, so I had to pee really bad. And I told my mom, hey, Mom, I have to pee. But she told me, and I quote, just hold it. I'm like, well, why can't I hold it? And she said, well, I don't want you walking around alone and I'm having fun. I'm like, what? Alright. So, I held it in. I remember I was like, can we go home, please? Because I have to pee and I'm tired. She's like, we can't leave yet because they're blocking the doors. I don't know why she told me that. She literally just told me that I just don't want to go home. And I just don't want to go back to the house we're staying at, not home. Because we were in Dallas. And she's just like, no. And I'm like, okay. And I fell asleep. I remember I fell asleep on the chair. I woke up, like, in my underwear the next morning. Like, but a new pair of underwear. And I had my top shirt on, which was like a fancy dress suit thing, and I was just like, what is it? But yeah, so I walked downstairs, plop, plop, plop. This is a 2-story. This is a pretty big house. Like, it was pretty big. But as I walked down, it was like, good morning. I'm like, hey, and my mom like looked mad at me, and she started yelling at me. I'm like, why are you yelling at me? This is a 6-year-old Cedric here, and she's like, on the way home, when we put you inside the car, you peed your pants. And I was just like, oh, well, I'm sorry. And I just walked away. And if I did that now, I'd be like, well, sorry. And I would have done the exact same thing. Well, it's not really my fault because when you're younger, you don't have... When you're younger, I don't... I don't want to look this up, but I think this is right. Is that the reason why men have morning wood is because they have to pee. They thing works for them so that they don't accidentally pee. Like when you're old enough to have those regularly, that means that you can control when you pee. So you don't, because it's used to it now. You're older and all that, so you don't pee your pants. But when you're 6, you have no control of when you pee. If you pee your pants at night, that's not good. That's why I always peed before I went to bed, because I knew deep down I'm like, I'll probably pee my pants one of these days, and I don't want to wet the bed, because wetting the bed sucks, because then you have to flip the mattress, or in worst case you have to clean the mattress. You have to clean it. I don't know. Seems like wetting the bed is way worse than peeing your pants. But then apparently, so I peed my pants. It got all over the seat, all over this. It wasn't even our car. It was like my cousin's car or something. It was like a big old ordeal. My cousin's like, no, it's cool. He's young. But then my mom's like, no, it's my fault. I'll pay for it and all this. But we didn't end up paying for it. Why would we pay for it? He's a super chill guy. I still talk to him now. Pretty cool. He's like 20 something. He's still pretty cool. Anyway, yeah. So it was a pretty big old deal during that time, during that Christmas season, that I peed my pants. But it's not my fault, when a little kid says they have to go, they have to go. I know this. So if I have children, that's a big old if I have children, I will make sure if they say I need to use the restroom, whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna tell them to go use the restroom. Like that's final. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's a final decision I'm making. If we're at a fancy dinner party and I'm having a good old time, cutting the rug, busting a move every now and then, my son and or daughter or children's come up to me, tug on my pants like, Dad, I need to go use the restroom. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'll be like, alright, I'll take their hand, I'll take them to the restroom, I'll let them do their thing, I'll bring them back, and that's it. I'm not gonna tell them no. Don't tell your children no for the restroom. There's absolutely positively no way that they can hold it if they're young. If they're like 13 or something, that's a different story. But if they're like 10 and below, then they definitely take them to go use the restroom. I remember one time, I don't want to say the kids' names, but in 2nd grade, a kid pooped his pants like 3 times. Pretty gross now that I think about it, pretty gross. But I remember it. Like, he just pooped his pants. Like, I remember we passing by papers and I saw his face and he looked like really like scunging and sad. He started crying. I'm like, what's wrong? I didn't say what's wrong, but I was like, what's wrong with them? And he like, can I call my mom? And it started and he walked past the kids. Thank goodness it wasn't Rose. It was like open seat, so he walked past people. But I was just like, it smells bad. And then he pooped his pants, and it happened 2 more times. And I'm like, okay, hold up, you need to control yourself, man. Like, just ask you to use the restroom. Like, I don't think I've ever peed my pants since that day that I recall. I think I've accidentally dribbled a little, but that's because I think I peed myself. I didn't almost. I let out a little dribble because I needed to pee really bad on a trip one time. But Kane was telling some funny jokes, and I was like, I couldn't breathe. I was like kneeling. I almost threw up, and I started like I peed a little because I felt a little dribble like in my underwear, and it felt a little bit wet, and I was just down. I was having a good old time, but I was like, I peed a little, and so afterwards I had to go change my underwear because thank goodness we got to the hotel during that time, so I took a shower anyway. And I'm like, yeah, I peed a little because it's so funny. I want to pee. If I'm gonna pee myself like super hardcore one more time, I'm gonna pee myself laughing. Because I've almost threw up laughing. I've like cried laughing. I've like stopped breathing laughing. Like one time in like 7th grade year, yeah, I think it was 7th grade year. That like I laughed so hard, like I laughed literally so hard that I couldn't breathe, and I kept repeating the same joke over and over again. And it ended like I couldn't breathe, and like for the next week my stomach was so sore. I felt like I did like an ab workout. It was like crazy sore. I was like, oh my gosh, like what's happening? My stomach hurts a lot. But yeah, but besides that casino story, kids pooping pants, peeing pants, that stuff, 'tis the season. So besides that, we had, yeah, but for besides that, let me just make this quick. I think over there we did Secret Santa. We've done Secret Santa before. Secret Santa's alright. You realize some people care for it. There's more expensive gifts, but that doesn't matter. It's what the feeling matters, right? We did everybody does it every now and then where there's a big old presents underneath the tree, and then they call out each person that each gets the present, and they watch them open. Oh my gosh, I went there one time, and I didn't know any of my family there again. We watched a football game, Cardinals versus Cowboys. My brother was wearing his Cardinals jersey. I like the Cardinals more than the Cowboys, so I was rooting with them. Cowboys lost. They was mad at them, and I was just like, I like despise the Cowboys because of how much my family likes them. It's like they like pounded it into my brain that I should like the Cowboys like at such a young age, and I'm like, no, you've tried this so many times with other things, even like important things like religion. I'm like, no, I'm gonna make my own decision, and I'm a Packers fan, even though this season they're not gonna do anything good because Rodgers is out. If they make it far, I will eat my own words because that's pretty impressive. Because without Rodgers, they have like no strategy, at least for stuff like that. Anyway, mine was like the last present. I just wanted I looked at all the presents leaving. I was like, I didn't even get one. In my mind, I was probably like 11 at the time, and I was like, oh, it's kind of sad. But then it was like, project for Cedric. I'm like, oh yeah, that's for me. And I went up and I went to go get it, and then it was like a $50 gift card GameStop. I was like, who sent me this? And it was my aunt. And I was like, oh, thank you. Well, a great aunt, I should say, from my grandma's side. My tia, she's amazing. I love her so much. She comes over every now and then. I love her. Anyway, I think that's about it for this podcast. I want to make this short so I can render and upload this and have it on a Saturday, because I'm going out later today, not with friends or anything. I gotta go do some things, gotta go fix some things with contracts and stuff like that, with phones and all that. It's gonna be pretty hectic, I know that. So I gotta go get ready for that later today. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys like this SoloCast edition of Tis the Season. Tis the season. It is the season, the Christmas season. I hope you guys. Obviously, more podcasts will come out later. Obviously, I'm not just gonna be like, nope. But yeah, guys. Hopefully, see you guys next week with a much more cheerier podcast. Sorry if I sounded depressed or anything. It's just because I woke up literally 35 minutes ago, as of now. But anyway, yeah. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. And I'll see you guys next week. So bye.